Why, hello there. Oh, darn it. I was going to have a song queued up. So when I start, it's like, oh shit. What up, Nomad? Good evening. I realized it right off the bat. I'm not sure. I tweeted it back. I tweeted at Elon Musk the other day when he dropped that fire track, Don't Doubt Your Vibe. I tweeted at him and I was like, yo, is this like Creative Commons or is this under a like? And now because of his relation with what's her name? I forget. She's some music diva that he's with. I'm sure it's under her record label or something. Like I bet I can't get my grubby hands on that awesome track. So that's too bad. But oh well. I got something else that I can play though that's pretty cool.
Fucking bought you green tea. You drink all my tea. You don't even finish it half the time. Stop drinking my tea.
I always finish my tea.
You do not.
So I sometimes don't finish my tea. Wait, so the black tea is yours? I like green and black.
Taking this with me.
Taking that? All right. Throw that
Bought you
box.
green tea.
I wanted to finish the box that was open.
This is for milk and sugar, not honey.
I drink it straight. I'm sorry. Oh, because I'm not talking into the microphone correctly. Right. Yeah, it's the levels are right. Hang on, let me grab my cup. One sec. Ooh, hot. You need pliers? In there. I don't have a tea slave like Simply Nailogical does. I have to go and get my own tea. You do make me tea sometimes. You did it on stream, so I mean they'll bust me. They'll call me out for my misbehavior. Alrighty. Here, check this out. So speaking about Creative Commons music, that's kind of neat. Today on the Elite Dangerous subreddit, I saw this great post. This guy, Tokoso, has created an album, um, Dreams from Beyond the Horizon. And here you go. We're going to play it while we play. He's announced that the whole album is free for use for anybody who wants to, especially, I think he may have specified for Elite Dangerous content. He created it with that in mind. So, thank you to Tokoso. And actually, let me grab this real quick because he told me to credit somebody else too, because he did some of the work. I want to grab this info so I have it ready. Yeah, these are all copyright free for creative use with Elite. It's too hot to drink. Well, now I can't find it. Well, look, if you go to the SoundCloud page, Tokoso, Tocoso. Here we go. I'm a robot. That's not acceptable. Hmm. Let me pull it up here so I can hear it on the other side. Please pardon our dust. Let's see what we got. All right, testing sound. Testing sound. All right, testing sound. That sounds okay on my side here. Testing sound. We got the delay. I think it's okay as far as robot sounding. Yeah. Usually the robot stuff is from compression or some kind of network problems in the in between. As long as my sound is good. Now, actually, give me my level check against this music, though. I don't want to be drowned out. So if I'm talking here at this level, is that comfy? All right, see you in a minute, Nundan. Down a little bit. How's this? I gotta figure out. I don't know where SoundCloud sits. I'm looking at the thing. It looks okay. All right, so this is Tokoso's Dreams from Beyond the Horizons album. We're gonna listen straight through this thing. It's 16 tracks of Elite Dangerous inspired music. I saw in the comments somebody said it gave him a real Firefly feeling, which I think is kind of neat. Just setting up this business here. Nomad, how you doing tonight, man? How's things? Pulling up the Futurology subreddit because it's a really cool place to find interesting stories to talk about. There's an interesting mix of wild, breathless optimism in the futurology community. There's that optimism, and then there's this always there's people there who are these just like relentless cynics, and I love them both. You know, there's the endless joke of 5 to 10 years. The cold is gone, Nomad. I'm happy to hear it, man. There's when you're in an illness that's long enough, you kind of like forget what it feels like to be healthy. And then as you're starting to get better, you're like, am I there yet? I don't know. I could still be sick. You know, you get stuck in that. Trouble in the bubble. It's kind of funny to hear all these like Elite Dangerous terms in some music. It's all about the distant worlds. Alrighty. Move back over here. Let's get into it, shall we? Every time. I've been lucky so far. I have not been ill in a hot minute. What up, Jazz? Hey, it's good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in. Look, I almost want to reiterate everything I said in the DMs, but I've actually, everyone that's here right now, Nomad and Nundan, good to see you again, man. Welcome back. I think if I haven't ranted to them yet, Jez here ran a 24-hour live stream just the other day for charity. Type the name of the charity in there for me, please, Jez, because I forget the name you told me. But it's actually a cause that's very personal and deep to my heart. My older brother, when he was 17 years old, he was hit by a drunk driver in an accident on the side of the road. I was 6 at the time, and he lived till he was 31 years old. He was a quadriplegic, and during that time, he was still able to pursue, several of the passions that he had already enjoyed. And one of the ones that he wasn't able to pursue was video games. I have fond memories of being 5 years old and watching him just smash an F-Zero on a Nintendo and just playing those amazing racing games. And he never got to do that again. But Jez Special Effect is the name of the charity, and they help create and provide accessible and modular controllers for people with various kinds of disabilities. It's a beautiful cause because video games are a very, very special kind of escape for people. Give the wife a hug instead. You got it. Nundan is demanding a hug instead of a nerf. Hang on, one second. Honey, come here. Oh, she's folding clothes. Give her a minute, she says. Jez, I'd love to. It's not difficult for me at all. I've definitely I've experienced some things like that in my life. But I think it's important to share our stories, and yeah, I know I wouldn't mind. I'd be totally okay with talking with you about that. No, as soon as she walks in the room, the hug will happen. This is good music. I gotta send Tokoso another DM on the Reddit about this. This is fun. I've been streaming for a month now in silence because I've been afraid of the copy striking, either here or on YouTube when I send my VOD over for archive. Like, Oh, my videos are just going to get muted if I play anything. So I've just been making people sit in silence. But now I have, from the creator himself, a DM. He's like, yeah, use this for your elite content. Oh, I love it. It's so cool. Alrighty. Just as a quick follow-up on what we're doing here in Elite, I'm just taking very, very small baby steps, just trying to find valuable systems not too far out of the bubble, because I have a lot of business in the bubble. Just on my way to someplace, because I am inching my way towards my second Elite, 66% Pioneer. Getting there. And the combat rank will come with all the BGS work. Nundan's in a good mood, so hugs all around. I almost grabbed that cat over there and gave her a hug, but she wouldn't appreciate it. We all would, but she would complain and get all, hissy about it. Nomad, what a champion, dude. You're the relentless gifter. What's up, Visto Lordus? Good to see you again, Visto. Was there anything valuable to scan in this system? Not really. Rockies. Oh, she's here for a hug. One second. Here. Wait, I gotta do it. Wait. Oh, Par. Don't threaten him. Hang on 1 second.
Yay!
Nobody has to get shot by a nerf dart right now. We don't even have any guns. Actually, wait, there are the guns. All right. We're strapped. We're strapped.
Dog hug too.
Oh, the dog is. What? I sent a treat. Hey. Nomad is in a good mood. I'm also in a good mood. Nundan's in a good mood. Like, I love streaming after I go to the gym because I'm just like, my brain is full of endorphins. And, I'm just feeling really good. I got high energy. Good music. I love my family. This is my whole family. Too cute. Need something rough to balance. Oh, we can do that. All right. Hey, babe. Somebody's ordered a hit. You can deliver it at your leisure. If you need to isolate the dog, he could go to bed. Because there might be some shots fired here. I sense there's blood in the water, or at least they sense that there's blood in the water. Okay, guys, my wife's going to play Tomb Raider, and you're going to hear her playing Tomb Raider because she yells at the TV. It's so much fun. Am I going to make it before I overheat? No. No, we're not going to make it. It's okay, I'll take the damage. This is kind of a fun mix of music. The first one definitely had... Oh, I did make it. No, there it is. It's good tea. Pretty sure what's illegal? Humanity is beautiful. Tomb raiding. Oh, it certainly is illegal. Lara Croft is a international criminal, probably wanted by many agencies. Ooh, there's 3 bodies here, but only 2 on the system map. You know what that means. Ooh, it's a high metal content world. Doing this on stream is dangerous, but I'm really not. If somebody is really willing to fly out here to snipe a discovery, then you're welcome to it. We're still in degraded emissions range. That's wild. What do we got? That's off the plane. 3,100 light seconds out. Let's go map it. Let's go get that. So yeah, I've got a couple things lined up. Some fun stories I found on the Futurology subreddit, where we can talk about some fun stuff in that whole realm. Let me queue up a couple of these. I remember seeing this a while ago. In 1926, Nikola Tesla predicted a world with cell phones and internet-like systems of computing. I'm trying to find the details on that. I've definitely seen the quote from him before. That reminds me of Jim Morrison predicted electronic music in the early 70s. He was saying in the future people will be using computers to synthesize to like make sounds. They'll be like he described it in a rudimentary way, like you take a tape and rub it back and forth on the head reader and like make your electronic noises. And he actually predicted like house music essentially. Jez, you nailed it too. Today, my daughter, she's 8. She came home from school, and well, I came home from work, and we talked a little bit about school, like we do every day. And she mentioned that they watched a video on Thomas Edison, and I was like, "Oh, that's very interesting. What did you learn about Thomas Edison?" She said, "Well, he invented light bulbs and helped bring electricity." And I was like, "No." So we had a fun conversation about how stories are told, and we covered a few. We talked about Christopher Columbus, and there's a lot of misconceived figures in history. Um, but she's already familiar with this territory. She watches a great show called Who Was, or the Who Was Show. And if you're of age to have children, or if you do have children, I recommend you check that out for your kids. It's really cool. They tell very honest.
Where's the picture of my doll?
Oh God, damn it! I didn't print the picture yet. They tell very honest histories and biographies of certain people. Like Adam Ruins Everything did a great cover of it. The Drunk History episode on Tesla's good, and I want to see that show, the movie The Current Wars, with it executed. That was very good. That was definitely I'm brained. If this they paid for one yet.
Okay.
She's pointing it right at me, guys. Maybe someday we'll get some branded Jez. Whoa, dude. Thank you for the nope. There's always a nope with this one. She's got the nopes ready. Holy cow, dude. Thank you. Wait, get him out. Because vengeance is mine. You guys are going to have to hear the dog. Oh, he's scared out there? Guys, here's the thing. Jazz, you're going to learn this about my dog. He actually is... He's not a pacifist. He's anti-violence. Militantly. Violently anti-violence. So if he sees me swing this gat around on my dear old lady here... But look, it's got a laser sight. See? He sees... Parm, could you please settle down and allow me to do this? Oh, she shut the door. All right, wait. We'll ambush her when she comes out. Okay? She's in the bathroom doing some hair stuff, so we got to respect the cosmetics. All right, back to... I'm going to wrap this scan up here. And then on the next jump, we'll check out that... there's the Tesla story that's worth talking about. There was another cool one. The U.S. Army has got a new cannon. Let me find that. It's pretty bonkers. God, I hate the new Reddit. So hard to look at. Like the title on new Reddit, the title isn't join my own Twitch server. I'll join your own Twitch server. Like on my browser? Am I not in it? Oh, voice. Yo. Alright.
There you go, Del.
What's up, guys? I'm still figuring all this out.
I gotta switch my voice settings.
I'm just over a month. This is like I think January 19th was my first stream. So here we are. We're nailing it. I'm getting some feedback there. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I had to change things around. I was watching a movie earlier. It came through my headset. And
What were you watching?
Actually, it wasn't a movie. It was a TV show called The Last Kingdom.
Oh, I've seen that, or at least part of it. That was pretty good. Battle of not sure. I almost said Charlemagne. Is the Agincourt. That's the Battle of Agincourt. Is the climax.
Starts out with Northumbria, works its way down to Wessex.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was quite nice. Um, the single combat at the end was pretty good, pretty good.
Also, please shut the hell up because I haven't seen any of it. I really don't want to have to come to California and kick your ass for spoiling shit.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll tell you what. I only watched it out of the corner of my eye, so it could have not been the end. I was busy flying spaceships at the time. So take everything I say about that show with a grain of salt. Now, I did recently watch with the missus. We watched A Quiet Place. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
Oh, it's very
Been
good.
kind of curious about it. I ain't seen it yet.
Check it out. It was phenomenal. John Krasinski. I didn't know this. He actually wrote that, or he co-wrote it, and it was like his idea. And it's he and his wife that star in it. He directed it too. It's a very, very good movie. Never spoil. Hashtag never ever spoil. My wife just said hashtag spoil everything. She is a spoiler addict. She loves to go into things knowing what's going to happen, um, which is an interesting philosophy. She's an interesting woman. I love her for that. She knows what's going on, and then she's paying attention to all the things that I'm not noticing. And I got to spend my time watching something a second time so I can be like, oh, now I see what happened. Meanwhile, she's over there.
I will willingly stream things to people who haven't seen the show before, but I will not say anything about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're actively watching it, for sure. Um, oh my God, Jez, you just hit on a hot button issue. WK Jez, he's the guy that ran that charity stream I told you about. He's in the stream now. He said,
Oh my
spoilers for the
God.
missus, Snape killed Dumbledore. Now, let me tell you something. Yes, can I please tell this story? I can't tell it. It's it's beautiful. That's your rosebud? Come on, please, let me tell it. Someday I'll tell it. What?
Dell, don't worry, she can't hear you if you type.
She said she's glad she knew that before she saw the movie. What up, Pink? Hey,
Yeah, just remember, she can't hear you if you type it.
say hey, Pink Rage.
Hey, Pink Rage.
Rage.
You said Rage.
I said rage.
I thought, but you said it was Rachel.
Shh.
So, hi, Dell's wife, how you doing?
Everybody says hi. They say sequels are never as good. Pink Rachel wins it. Dude, Jazz, thanks for the cheers. Oh, he's just throwing down cheers. Oh, Parm.
Now I'm annoyed he has stolen my cheerlead. Fuck.
Yeah. Dude, see, the thing is patience is a really valuable. Here, let me show you the skill cam here for a second. You guys want to see this skill cam? Oh, wait, babe, come here. Will you get me the treats for it?
Oh, you're crashing into a star!
Oh no.
Domestic issues sometimes take the precedent over stellar collisions.
Yeah, sure, right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Just since I started streaming while playing Elite Dangerous, my elite flying skills have started to decrease. There's a direct correlation, and I think it does imply causation in this case, because I keep looking over here to check. Oh, people are riding, and then I'm boosting into the back of a station. It happens. Now I have to recorrect. All right. Just a little bit of stellar matter. Who cares? Yeah, Jess.
Your,
Dude, I got your
your,
back. I know how it is.
your ship cares a lot.
Oh, the old Atlucium has seen much worse days than this. I'm gonna turn this up. This sounds like a pirate shanty.
Could do with a pirate shanty right now.
Oh,
with
it's
all the
this.
whiskey.
The song's called "Lavian Brandy." Here. Oh, babe. This almost reminds me of the Pogues.
Yeah,
I'm flying like a drunken sailor too. Hey, Tian Fang. You came just in time. Did you bring the Lavian brandy? Aye, Tian Fang. Did you bring the brandy? 'Cause I've got a thirst.
I claim the right of the only drunken sailor here due to the whiskey inside of me right now.
You truly do have whiskey in your belly. Me, I've just got good old tea. Is it Twinnings or what did we get this time?
Does Canadian Windsor count?
Canadian Windsor? Does Bigelow? Too bad. I want the real British stuff. Tetley.
Oh yeah, when you get the chance, give your dog some loving.
Oh, hey. I have a chance right now. Jez, you want to see a fun trick? I think Vista, you saw this the other night too. Oops, not that. Here, let's do two.
That reminds me, I should give my own dog a bone.
Give your dog a bone. Everybody, give your dog a bone. Look at him, he knows what's going on.
That is adorable. Nowhere near as adorable as my own dog, but still pretty damn good.
No dog ever compares to your own.
She is literally the best.
He is such an eager to please little boy. He just does the tricks. I don't even ask him. One of the things I'm working on with him is trying to isolate the tricks, right? Because I'll hold the treat and he'll sit, shake, lay down, roll over. And it's just like, how do I make him stop at sit?
Honestly, he's better than my own dog because she's a 5-year-old beagle and will just look at you like you're insane if you ask her to do something.
Yeah, I'm lucky he's very food motivated. Look at him back there. He's just like, this is going to happen again. Yeah.
He is adorable.
He sure is. He sure is. You wish you had more bits. Thanks, Jez. Dude, I really appreciate you and what you've done. It's like I feel warm inside thinking about it. Gives me them warm fuzzies. Oh, uh-oh, someone's coming up. Look.
Don't forget to
A
switch
new
your
challenger
camera
has
back up.
arrived. I'm glad I'm full screen for that. Dude, I got a new... Oh,
The
dude!
cat don't count.
Yes! You're a star, dude. Thank you. You say cats don't count?
Cats don't count.
I'll fight you.
Yeah,
I love all the domesticated little creatures.
my own cat is an asshole. All she does is scream.
Oh, you saw the emote? Yeah, that was fun to make. I learned how to, when I started streaming, yes, snakes, even spiders. We domesticate spiders here in this household, I'll have you know. I love them all.
Apparently, your wife also domesticates fat clouds of vape.
None said apparently your wife also domesticates fat clouds of vape. Yeah, give us another one! Everybody liked that. Oh, goodness.
So now shoot her in the head.
All right, everybody settle down. Nobody paid for that. Well, nobody pays for any of them. They pay for them in the meaningful currency of bones. I chose bones because I have a little bone collection in the garage. Some of it isn't fully demasticated yet, so we gotta wait, but I do like bones. That's why I chose raccoons too, a bit of a trash panda.
Calm myself down. I'm starting to laugh so hard I'm crying. So your wife now has the rights to revenge.
Yes, at any point, she's always reserved those rights. Yeah, this cat. So anyway, I was gonna say, I bought this chair I'm sitting in. Like, when did we buy it? A year ago? Yeah, some time ago. She's busy, and it was a huge improvement over the rickety piece of shickety that I was sitting in, and then we got this cat, and now the chair is his absolute favorite thing to just get up this. God damn. He does, like, when I'm at the gym, I do time under tension, right? I push that bar as slow as I can. That's what he's doing to the back of the chair. He'll take a full 15 seconds to scale the back of the chair, front arms only. I mean, dude's beefy. This is Norman. Oh, never mind. He didn't want to be touched right there.
Speaking of rickety pieces of shit chairs, anybody that can hear my chair, I apologize. It's old as fuck.
I haven't heard it yet, but that's also, I'm afraid of this thing creaking around.
Every time I even shift my weight on that, I can hear it creaking like it's gonna break.
Hello?
It's the only downside of being 6 foot and 220 some odd pounds.
Oh, yeah. That's the downside. So, if there's anybody watching who wants a quick tip for exploring, if you're out in the deep and you want to hit a number of worlds, and you're in a system, you say I want to hit all 4 of these, which I do. They all look like high metal content worlds, and I want a scan and a map on each and every one of those. That might even be a water. Anyways, what you do is you go to the orrery, and you zoom in on the system, and then you can kind of get an idea to plot what way you want to go. So I can see there's actually an efficient line from 2 to 1 to 3 to 4. So I'm going to go to 2 first, and then I'm going to shoot straight across the system so I can clear all of those bodies in an efficient way. So I'm not ping-ponging back and forth, and adding thousands of light seconds to my trip.
The general rule of how I usually do it, which is taking far longer trips than he ever does, is keep things within at least 500 light seconds of each other.
See, and that's where we differ. I'm the kind of explorer that will travel 250,000 light seconds just to map a high metal content world. I'll do it.
And you'll kill your ship's integrity in the meantime.
Well, I mean, I'm not flying to Beagle Point like a maniac.
Actually, speaking of that, I'm on my way back to the bubble because a couple friends of mine decided to start playing Elite, and I'm trying to get them into Arkham.
Awesome. Great news. That's actually almost exactly what happened to me when I formed Arkham. I was way out in Colonia. I had just finished the trip, and then I somehow miraculously managed to convince like 6 of my friends to play Elite Dangerous in real life, and I was like, holy shit. So I formed Arkham, and then I rushed back into the bubble, and I didn't spend any meaningful time in the core. Now, I think all of them have dropped out now. None of them made it.
Saying that, I'm gonna get them enough credits to get them started, and I'm relying on the rest of y'all to tell them the rest, because after that, I'm back out of the bubble.
Hey, we're happy to help. Dude, Jez, I love this analogy. Another Aura user, you came for the Boone's Farm, but you're so giving me champagne right now. I like a bit of bubbly. It's funny because I made a mental note earlier. I was miffed because at dinner time I didn't have any Coca-Cola, and I am a fan of bubbly things. I want bubbly beverages. I need caffeine and bubbles and dark caramel soda coloring. I'm a soda addict. But there was none.
Reminds me of all the whiskey and Coke I've drank today.
Visto, you got a second monitor so you can see me while I'm playing? Oh, thanks, Visto. Dude, second monitor is life. I love having a second monitor. Oh, overshooting because I got... This cat is now trying to break through into the dog treats. Let's see if he wants a dog treat.
I just realized I can put you in picture and keep jumping. if I
Oh,
want to.
yeah. Can cats have dog treats?
Bad idea. Very, very, very bad idea.
I was looking
Don't
for
do
the cats can have a little dog treats meme.
Very bad idea. Don't do that.
This cat eats everything. We made biscuits one morning, and we came back and found two biscuits had had the edges chewed off. He ate probably about 30 degrees of the radius of a pie crust. He cleans dishes that are left in the sink. I mean, he's just crazy. Jez drank too much Pepsi Max. When I'm out, I cry my cranberry juice. Cranberry juice at least has, like, kick, right? You can feel it. I love a good
Dog
cranberry
treats
juice.
usually contain some vegetable matter, and that is not good for cats.
Cats are obligate carnivores. Absolutely. I forgot to map this body because I got distracted by my kitty. You just wait until I'm not broke for that stuff. Oh, Visto. Look, I'll tell you what. I'm having so much fun streaming, and Jez, I cannot wait to do something like you did. I want to have a conversation with you about like how you work the partnership with the charity and how the donate, how all that works. We can have a conversation about that because I'd love to know how to do that. The Twitch community is so generous and active and friendly. They're really I like it.
Unlike the YouTube community that I usually have to deal with. Also, how do you get the DSS to do that?
Panning around like this?
Yeah, 'cause I can't get mine to do it.
Let's look here.
I use mouse and keyboard, so.
Okay, yeah, you can map the mouse for that. I think it has its own. I thought it had its own. Yeah, down at the very bottom, detailed surface scanner, and then.
I know it has its own controls, but I'm wondering if it'll like interfere with my regular flight controls.
No, because I use the same flight stick for the. When you're in that mode, you're not controlling your ship anymore. Even throttle doesn't do anything. Yeah.
I have to work that out later.
Yeah. Jez, you have cranberry juice for the occasional vodka drink. Yeah, vodka cran. Love it. Boss Lady and you're doing a recording thing together. I totally want to pre-record something with you to add to it. I'd love that, man. I actually haven't met Boss Lady yet. I've been like slowly. So I don't have a whole bunch of time. That's why I'm really loving Twitch streaming because I don't have time to sit and spend 12 hours to edit a video. You know, I did it one time and it took a lot. But sitting down and throwing on a camera and just doing what I love to do, like this, is so much more compatible for me. But I've been taking time to try to meet streamers and rating people that I see online when I'm online and starting to pick my way through the community. An anonymous gifter. Hey.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I went to college for that kind of thing, so. Yeah.
Oh well. Hey.
Actually,
That's
decent
cool.
at it. Last time I checked.
That's promising.
I haven't done green screen in many years.
Yeah.
Chroma key is a bitch.
I bet. I know some streamers put like the green thing up on the chair. Yeah, Jez. I see you, Jez. I see you. But yeah, picking my way through and trying to meet streamers, and I have not got to Boss Lady yet. I think she's often on when I'm not, or when I'm at work or something. I haven't had a chance to like drop in on her. Thank your girlfriend's Capital One credit card. Here, let me flip over the stream here for a second so you can take a look at this crazy thing. Leaked images from the U.S. Army show a super cannon that can fire at 1,000 miles away. Look at this mother trucker. The strategic long-range cannon, the SLRC, because the Army's really good at naming things. It can fire...
Del, I'm sorry for this, but Twitch told me to do it.
That's just one, man.
That's all you get.
Oh, I don't have my counterweight. Usually I'll put my 8-year-old on my back and do if it's just one.
Well, that's why you have your wife behind you.
Man. I don't know if I could do that. You know what I could do? I could try to do an inverted one. I could try to do an inverted one. You want to see me attempt that?
There's no better time than the present. Put your wife on your back.
Oh. Here, I'll do you one better. Let's see if I can do this. I can do handstands, so I could probably do an inverted push-up.
Should have put his wife on his back. He failed. He failed again. No. No.
I did it. That was harder.
Don't. You failed.
I failed.
Front leaning rest position. Push. Push. Push.
You people and your exacting standards. I give and I give and I give. Well,
Hey,
look,
This is not my exacting standards. I come from a military family.
I had a feeling. Come through with the white glove. I tell you what. So usually I let the push-ups add up till there's like at least 10, and then I'll do the whole
It's a
deal.
good thing you capped it out at 20 or to have you pushing all day.
And I've been to the gym already today. I almost squished Parm. He gets really interested when I'm so usually the cats get all up in my business when I'm trying to do any kind of exercise. They're like, "Oh, you're in my domain right now." What is this? Ramtall. What? This is so silly. I love it. Anyway, they got this crazy cannon. The U.S. Army got this crazy big cannon that can shoot 1,000 miles.
No, it can't. Look up the effective range. And then look up
Range.
the
Well, here's their sales pitch right here. SLRC penetrates and
There's a
Integ-
massive
integrates
difference between
enemy.
effective range and maximum range.
Yeah, they don't specify here on the Army Futures Command billboard or poster. It just says range beyond 1,000 miles. Crew 8 personnel per platform. Quantity 4 platforms per battery. So, I mean, this was a bit of a leak actually. So, they were posted online, but they were displaying it at the US-UK modernization demonstration event on February 20th in Maryland. So it's just a concept at this point, but it will be. I think they want to see it by 2023. They want an official prototype. So, yeah, I'm sure the numbers won't be exactly a range of over 1,000 miles or whatever. This is an early prototype that they're throwing out. But
So I'm doing a shameless self-promotion of my YouTube channel, if you don't mind.
oh, please do. Yeah, plug it. Nice.
It's Elite Dangerous content that I put up on there like 2 weeks ago.
Alright, cool. Well, here, I'm going to go there right now and give you a follow. Or a subscribe.
There's older shit on there I highly recommend you don't look at.
I'll do you the honor of not looking at your older shit.
I started doing YouTube when YouTube first became a thing. So,
Oh, wow. A pioneer.
yeah.
Oh, so, yeah, tongue-tied. You give me a riddle or a tongue twister that you want me to say. And I will do my best to conquer it. And I will
So
probably succeed. I'm less successful at the riddles than I am at the tongue twisters.
What if we just wanted to give you poetry to recite?
I've got my own, too. I thought about bringing some of that out someday. But yeah, I'll definitely recite poetry. I'll read prose. I've got some books around I like to pull out. But yeah, I wrote a poem about a Thargoid the other night.
I was thinking of early Cummings, but sure.
No, give me stuff to read, man. I love reading, especially if it's some poetry or some stuff that I haven't read before.
Let's see if I have the bones on the other account.
Yeah, throw it down. And share art with people.
I do have the bones on the other account. Okay.
bringing in extras. You're so extra.
Means I have to go look up this shit. Hold on.
Oh, I want to play the Apple Glasses video in a little bit too. Remember Google Glass? Dude, Tokoso killed it with this album. Hey, somebody already did it. Why don't you just this stuff. If you want to type in something, we can still wrap it in that. Don't worry about it. You're covered. You're covered on a freebie, okay? Well, not a freebie. You spent your bones. So you get your reward. You just gotta pick it. You just gotta type it in there whenever you come up with something. Oh, did you guys hear about the Dutch proposal to dam the North Sea? It's like a protest bill, right? It's not a real. They're not actually gonna dam the North Sea, but as I really bypassed this world, I wanted to scan. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chews shoes, damn it, scoot it up. Take two. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? You do win, because I didn't get it on the first try. I was hasty, Jez. You won't get me next time. I promise. I can't promise. I take it back. Why would a dog choose a pair of shoes? Alright, Visto. If you do, I'll see you in a quick heartbeat. Why?
Now, as a caveat to this, you must recite this to your wife with meaning.
I'll have to read this first. The parentheticals, do I say those as well?
Yeah, it kind of falls in with it.
I can read that with meaning. I'll read it with enough meaning to make you guys feel it too. I'm going to pop my cans off, but I'll keep the mic up so you can hear it. It might get a little faint. What up, Kip? You're about to hear some really heartfelt, honest shit. Ready?
I expect the feels.
Babe, can I have you for a second? I gotta read you something. It's honest and heartfelt. And not sarcastically, not ironically. This looks like some real shit. Alright, mic check, can you guys hear me alright with the cans off?
Yep.
I'm not reading about mega dams.
Go.
Let me throttle down all the way. Here's the problem is I have to look at the text over here. I'm going to put you a little bit more in between me and the text so that I can see it. You have to look at the cue cards the whole time, and I don't have cue cards. My cue cards are over here. So, okay, ready? I carry your heart with me. I carry it always. I am never without it anywhere. Guys, you wrote so small. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. It's hard to do. I keep looking away. And whatever is done only by me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate because you are my fate, my sweetheart. It's so hard to read now.
Wait, hold on. Let me fix your hair because it looks silly.
Thank you. I want no world, for beautiful you are, my world, my true. And it's you who... There's so many words, Nundin. What the fuck?
Who wrote this?
Own it, Dell. Own it.
It's so big. It's so tiny. And it's you.
Own it.
And it's you who are whatever a moon has always meant, and whenever a sun will always sing. Is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud. That sounded kind of sexy, that last part.
Yeah.
The root of the root.
Roots and buds.
The roots and buds. I like that.
Okay, keep it in your pants till later.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank London. Well, love on an auto cue. Yeah, that was hard to do because it was so small and way over there. Look, for odes and professions of love, it's either got to be off the cuff, and I got to be winging it, or it's got to be like rehearsed.
This is like a not as good Cyrano de Bergerac situation.
Cyrano de Bergerac? Thinking of Harrison Bergerac.
No. Cyrano.
Cyrano. Refresh my memory.
Oh, so he liked this girl, but he was like, I don't know what to say. So he get his friend to say stuff, like to write all this stuff for him to say to the girl.
And then she
Newman
falls.
and Kramer did it
And
too.
then she falls for the friend.
I don't remember what happened.
That sounds Shakespearean.
If I'm entirely honest, that is from my favorite poets of all.
It's your favorite what of all?
One of my favorite poets of all time.
Your favorite poets of all time?
Yes, Early Cummings.
I
He
liked
wrote
it.
some beautiful shit.
It was hard to read because of the format. I think just because of the block of text, I got lost a couple times because I love reading poetry and I gotta respect the verse, and I felt like I didn't do it justice, and I'm sorry.
It's easier when you listen to it in audio format, but
Yeah. Those aren't plants; those are thargoids. Yeah, they're aliens.
Succulents.
There are actually I can get succulents for the cockpit. They do have a cactus and a succulent. This is more beautiful than PewDiePie and Maritza. Stop melting my heart, please. Oh, we can't.
no,
We
melt all the hearts.
we watched their honeymoon together, and it was so we're just like, what the? It was so beautiful. We didn't do a honeymoon. We got married. We spent the money on the wedding and the party for the wedding, and it was awesome. And then
Had a few honeymoons.
we've had a couple little honeymoons since then. It's true. This is into Boohoo story. What? Oh, I heard some. Was that in the song? I heard a deep charge mine going off. We took our honeymoon to Colonia. Yeah, Colonia is it's in the game. It's in the center of the Milky Way, 22,000 light years away.
On an entirely personal recommendation, keep it in your pants till later and try and avoid having any more kids.
Gonna show me.
Try and avoid what?
Try and avoid having any more kids than you can afford.
We don't want any more kids. We are team one and done. One and done is the motto.
Is my
Romeo and Juliet. A bunch of stupid kids. That's Romeo and Juliet. Bunch of stupid kids. They could have just ran away and been together. Killing each other is just, come on, guys. Tragic.
I'm not exactly sure how to put this thing I'm thinking of into words, but the best way I can describe it is my last best friend that I had managed to land himself with 3 kids, and we ended up watching shock videos when he broke up with the women that he had the kids with.
Man.
Yeah,
Yikes.
interesting time.
Gotta make careful choices sometimes.
Especially when the only way to get over it is watching meat spin for 5 hours on end.
Man. That's a weird way to cope, man. Most people just turn to drugs or alcohol.
It fucking worked. I shocked his mind out of it. I drank all the alcohol myself.
Keep on reading poetry like that, and you'll have 10 by Christmas. That's I'm gonna need some help with that one, Jez. They're gonna need several more wives to make those numbers, and I'm not trying to live that life. But I could read another poem. I wrote one. Let me see if I can find it. 4chan will melt the good out of me, dude. I've
I fucked
4chan.
that from 4chan years ago.
4chan doesn't have anything that frightens me. I've seen much worse than what 4chan has to offer.
I used to participate in Anonymous, and then it's like, The fuck am I doing?
I've never participated, but I've been a lurker on them and many others for some time, so I'm deeply familiar with it. I wrote a poem about a satellite. You guys want to hear it? Yeah, YTMND. Does anybody here remember Fjord House? Did anybody here visit Fjord House in the early net, like talking about 2005 internet days?
No.
Damn it. Alright, anyway, here's a poem about a satellite. I am a lucky one. I get to stay near and watch the earth roll below. Silent screaming course in vantablack sky, not a speck of star. Just the one endless cataclysm hanging there, distant anti-radial. I can see far below, dial a new wavelength if I get bored. Billions of tiny heat signatures, or click, now blobs in infrared. So many ears, mouths, and I can ack, send, ping, passing raw numbers, don't care what they mean. My tongue can taste the cosmic winds, anxious ozone, xenon chasing helium up past the swollen ionosphere. Wings to drink photonic winds, long twirling tails bleed off my extra heat into hard vacuum. Lonely voyagers, broken sojourner, cremated Cassini, sad confused Rosetta. Curiosity seems content for now.
Holy shit, I just got approval for the biggest YouTube project I will ever undertake.
Yeah? Dude, nice. What's the deal?
Do you know about Michael Cthulhu, the guy who makes big giant swords?
Oh, I've probably seen some stuff from him before.
So he just gave me his blessing to edit together all of the comedic bits of his videos.
Oh, wow.
One giant video, and stick it on my channel.
A nice comedy reel of big swords. That's great, dude. Ooh, what is that crackling sound?
That's like a 3-week type of thing I need to do now.
Dude, that's wonderful.
Hell yeah.
Jez, I'm sure that I'm older than you, but can you be my dad? I could have done with that sort of enrichment. Oh, I'd love to be your dad. I actually really love being a dad. I did not know my dad. I was not even. I spent most of my childhood away from my parents, and but prior to that, I actually met my father when I was 21 years old. But before that, I had a stepfather for a good while. When I moved back with my parents, I moved in with my mom and stepfather. So I did have a father figure for a period. Or alternatively, I had many father figures. Like Bill, I collected father figures. I had the benefit of being able to choose mine. I think that's why. Shoot them wolves, baby. Don't let them wolves eat you. I'm going to play this album on repeat on my Elite Dangerous streams for like the next month. When did I start streaming? January 19th.
I got a lot of work for Sony Vegas to do now.
Yeah. Hey, it's good to have a project, something to like drive yourself. I really enjoyed the one YouTube video I made. Was a big learning experience as I was figuring out how to use Camtasia 9 and all that. But it was like motivating. I had a lot of fun. I was like, kind of tweaking on getting all those little transitions and timings correct. But also it was completely like no, there's no pressure. It was a 100% for fun project. So I imagine it might be different if you're working for somebody else on a deadline and all that. Yeah.
There's no deadline here. It's just like a do what I want to type of deal. That if you go to my actual channel, I have like 250 videos I put up. All of them are edited.
Hey, that's a lot of work, dude. But you went to school for it. You got the chops.
Most of that was before I even went to school for it.
Yeah. Guillotine. I do credit that because I've got a wonderful community. I mean, I have a huge leg up because of the Elite Dangerous Squadron and coalition that we have. Nomad and Nundin here, tried and true. These guys have been amazing, and you guys have been in the squadron for quite a long time too.
Couple of weeks, actually, on my end.
Since the end of December.
Dude, that feels like years ago.
I have not. Honestly, I have not been around that long, but I tried to do the basics.
Yeah, no, now that you mention it, that's true, but hey, it still feels like years ago.
Although that reminds me, I need to program in that macro to type in that one reminder so I can just stop having to type in that reminder.
Guys, I forgot to charge my battery, my light. That's what I'm do that. I'll do that this week. I'll go on Amazon and I'll buy a ring light so that the stream can be a little better lit. Because right now I'm just charging this little cell phone mounted ring light. It's a little clippy. I know, I see the star, guys. Don't worry. Okay, there we go. Jez, I'm going to give love to everybody that is helping. I mean, Guillotine, you were one of the early people that just started showing up. In fact, I have not played any RimWorld since then, which is actually, I think, why you showed up in the first place, because I was playing RimWorld. I'm just I'm an elite dangerous junkie. I'm a space junkie and a science junkie, and, like, this game, like, really drives me. Yeah, it's good. Lovely.
This is really fucking exciting for me.
It is. Dude, I'm really happy for you. That's a break.
This guy has like 40,000 subs.
Oof.
Even more than that. He fucking made it to the Discovery Channel.
That's pretty huge. Oh, Jazz, that's huge. I haven't even tried to stream in the just chatting. I will someday. I'll probably do one actually this weekend because I'm gonna sit down and make some emotes. So I'll stream in the just chatting category and just like I'll make emotes and all that stuff. Kip, how do you stay interested since you have the best ships and have so much money? That's the big question. I do have 2.6 billion credits. How do I stay interested? Part of it I probably should attribute to my personality, where if something is complex and vast enough, then I will be hooked, right? A puzzle, something that is recursive and deep. I don't know, I like it. I mean, I can't get away from the fact that we'll never, ever, ever finish exploring this thing. We'll all grow out. The next, Elite 2 will come out or whatever before this is done. And I like something. Elite's almost kind of an empty vessel too, right? You have it. You get what you put into it, and through Arbor Kalem and through the Ishtar Sovereignty, we've managed to fill so much content in this game, and it's just sort of this intangible thing now. It's just there in the stuff that we share. I like it. And I like any excuse to use a throttle and stick too. Guillotine, I don't do design. I use GIMP to cut images out of pictures I have, and then add an alpha channel, and then hide a layer on, and then save a PNG. And I can reduce the color saturation so it fits the file limit size, and I can resize it to the edit sizes. But that is, I'll help you. If you want to send me some pictures, maybe we'll do that this weekend. Because this one here is going to a comedy show, and I'll be home with the kid, but she goes to bed, and then I've got hours, so we can do. You have no pics? Well, we can talk about like what images you want. We could try to find some stuff that we can use for that. We could talk about it. I'd be happy to help. I have very little actual knowledge and experience with it, but I still, a ringed landable world. We're going there. Guys.
Oh, sweet.
We're going there. I love landable ringed worlds. Screenshot time. So one thing I was thinking about doing, I want to fix some stuff up with my OBS. I was wondering if it's practical to pair the keyboard shortcut that I have for FreeCam. What if I set that to an OBS shortcut that hides my face? Because I'd love to have like that happen naturally. When I go to FreeCam, I don't want my face in the picture because it means I'm trying to show the stream something pretty, and like having a box with a camera in there kind of kills the shot. Welcome back, Vista. had my reverse on.
I am now overly excited and daunted by the task that is before me.
That's a good place to be, though. It means things are happening, you know? That's how I feel about the Twitch streaming. I'm daunted by it. There's so many little things that I want to try and do and address and improve and fix and tweak, and it's daunting. But I'm just trying to pick little things and focus and take those little bites out of it. Guillotine, that's a fantastic idea. You want a guillotine animation where the blade snaps down for your pre-stream countdown. That's cool. Yeah, I have an animation idea I'd like to do for mine too, but it's just like a Maxis style loading screen with all kinds of nonsense loading things, like not necessarily nonsense, but things that I do to get ready for a stream. You know, brewing tea, preparing dog treats.
Potentially, there are several $100,000 riding on this.
Really? That's a big number. That's a lot of dollars, dude. A lot of ducats.
Yeah. Daunting task.
You can do it.
Yeah, probably could.
You wouldn't have
Okay.
landed it if you couldn't do it.
Gonna have to fuck off from Elite for a while.
That's all right, man. You will be you'll be working on a worthy goal.
Focus entirely on my art.
That'll be fulfilling, man. I think to answer Kip's question a little more fully, I one of the things that helped me stuck with it is, you know, forming and running the squadron, and I still get a feeling of reward when, for example, over the last mining expedition, I didn't take a single credit. No, I did actually. I did cash in 27 LTDs, but that's the only profit I took. But it was so rewarding to see all of these people coming together and working and contributing, and we made, I think in our squadron alone, we got like 6 or 7 more new elite pilots, 6 new pilots, 7 new pilots that can make it into Jameson Memorial. We got a couple more people closer to 1 billion credits. That was just in Arkham. There were 2 other squadrons at play, and everybody had a wonderful time. It was such a cool experience. Oh, this is pretty. This is another reason why I keep coming, why I can't quite get away from Elite. I like games that give me a sense of discovery. That was one of the most powerful things about Minecraft when it first hit the scene, was that here was finally a game. Here was a game where, as you're exploring this world, you're literally the first person to see this. Nobody else has ever seen this before. Well, in this case, at least one other person has, because Dez discovered this world. But in Minecraft, these worlds are procedurally generated. Each time you enter a cave, that's your cave. Nobody's seen it. No developer painstakingly poured over every voxel in that land and placed every plant and edited every little nook and cranny in that cave. It just happened that way. And Elite gives me a lot of the same feeling. Things are the way they are because they happened that way, that's how they are in the world, in the universe. Right, look at this. How unimaginably close. I wish that they were at a different location in their orbit. I wonder if I can see one from the other. Oh. Hey, thanks for the follow, Sneaky Gank. Sneaky, I didn't see you in there. You are a sneaky gank. Hey, thank you for being here. That's a pretty crater. And again, thanks to Tokoso for making this wonderfully cromulent music. I mean, look at this. Hold up. That's okay. It's a name that I understand why it might inspire some concern in people, but I'm not too worried about stream snipers. I have a high level of salt retention, and so I'm not necessarily a tasty target. Alright, let's go land on that ringed world, though, because that's a must. This is... What was that? Who keeps crackling? Is that Nomad?
That was my chair.
That's your chair that makes that crackle noise?
You want to hear it more?
No.
No.
Phenomenal.
Like I said, it's a fucking old chair.
No kidding. Pretty serious. Let's go check this out. Yeah, on one of my first streams, I met Tony Curtis, and I just jumped ahead of that and went and fought him. Got it over with. And it was
I
fun.
have to go through and download every video this guy has and watch them all.
Yeah. And how many videos does he have?
About to find that out right now.
Because that is... that's the one thing that's like... We talked about that down-to-earth astronomy project, which now you have a much more bigger fish to fry, so... I don't want you to touch this one, alright? You focus on...
The guy made it onto the fucking Discovery Channel.
Yes, absolutely. You focus on that. Let me deal with down-to-earth astronomy. Geological signals. We're going there. Anyway, with that project, it's the same thing where it's like, man, I'll have to watch all my stuff. I don't want to do that. Although I kind of have to. Like, if I want to make highlights and find all my quality moments.
It appears to be just like one page, but this is horribly wrong because I know there's more.
Maybe he knows somebody.
Check the playlist. There's probably more in
Gank, how are you doing tonight? You're a new face, and I like to be nosy with new faces. How's your evening? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? I do not know. This is knowledge I do not possess, but I wish you would enlighten me. Who's
there.
there?
Sorry about the squeaking.
That was such an obligatory, like, door opening sound.
It happens whenever I lean forwards or backwards. I can't avoid it. It's just a thing.
I'm going to send you a can of WD-40.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
ain't-
doubt that you've tried it. I'm sure you have.
It ain't gonna help the springs. They're just too old.
Maybe we'll do a donation stream someday to get Nundin a new chair.
A charity stream.
A charity stream. Oh man, I didn't even mean to do that.
If it makes you feel any better, in addition to my whole video, I'm also a trained welder, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why don't you just weld it shut so it doesn't move?
Because the spring would lose integrity. I never said I was a good welder, but I
Ooh.
know how.
This world is 2 Gs. 2.5 Gs. Hello. Let's get a little up thrust here because I'm descending too quickly.
Oh man.
What?
Oh no. No way.
Guys.
No way.
Alright, I guess I'll pursue that exploration goal some other time.
Sorry.
No, I won't
It
do
probably happened again.
I need to take a breath after that. That's actually the most Probably the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. No, that's actually not true. I've done much more embarrassing things. But, guys, yeah, give me a big GG for that. Sneaky gank, you stream sniped me. Somehow. You stream sniped me with a massive world that's 2.5 Gs. Darn, I lost some good exploration data. That's such a shame. I think the highest body world I'd landed on was a 3G, so I should have known what I was doing, but I think I was just riding such a high from all you beautiful people hanging out in the stream that I didn't even look at the gravity rating. I was just like so focused on this awesome thing going on that I forgot to, cross my T's and dot my I's. Let that be a lesson to you all. Learn from my bad example. Man. So now the question is, do I go right back out there and try to take another bite out of this? Probably not. I've got business to attend to in the bubble. Yeah, I wasn't frosty. I got real squishy there, Guru. Real squishy. Would you believe I've got 1,500 hours in this game? Oh, I didn't check my business. We're back down to 6th in combat again, everybody. Good work. I can't believe our squadron rating. So cool. For the fact that we aren't focusing on any one of these goals, these are just our ratings based on us playing the game. I mean, that's pretty cool. Iron Banner in Destiny. It's a new milestone for me. Iron Banner. Kip, are you calling me a kiss ass? Am I kissing all your asses? Well, if that's what you want to call it, then boy, I'm guilty. Lock me up. My dog is looking at me very concernedly. I'm still kind of like, reeling isn't the word. Shook. I think shook is the word for what I am right now. I'm shook. I'm like, I'm sort of just going through some self-assessment right now. System drive check. Defragmenting. I'm reticulating my splines. Oh, gank. I crashed into a world and popped probably 700 light years away. I was just trying to... I mean, I wasn't far. It really was pretty low stakes, but I just lost all my cart data because I was going to try to square off that exploration rank. I landed on a world with 2.5 G, and I noticed too late that my descent was too fast, and we all got to witness me going through what is commonly referred to as litho breaking. If you ever play Kerbal Space Program, you know how to litho break. And you've been through some rapid, unplanned disassemblies. Since we're in a station, and I need to... yeah, the Kraken. Well, we didn't see the Kraken. We just met Mother Gaia. I'm going to take a second while I'm recouping. Let's find some science to talk about. Lately, all of my favorite science websites have been focusing on the coronavirus, which I don't care to talk about too much because it's so sensationalized and overcovered anyways. Just be safe. Watch your vectors. It's not unlike any other virus or epidemic. Nothing is really that different about it than any other corona strain before it. So sneaky gank. Interesting that can happen. If you haven't started Elite yet. So if you insure your ship, you get the full value back. Yeah, so basically you don't quite get the value back. You see I'm still in the same ship. The rebuy. So look down there in the bottom of the screen. You see balance, rebuy cost, ignore notoriety. The rebuy cost is how much money I lose when my ship gets blown up, and then I just back in my ship again. If you don't have the money to cover the rebuy, if it's by a certain margin, the Pilots Federation will offer you a loan that you can rebuy your ship back with. Otherwise, you'll get stuck right back into the very first starting ship, and you will lose your ship. You'll lose it all. What I did lose, though, so I didn't lose my ship. I didn't lose any money except for that 1.5 million credits to rebuy. What I lost was a ton of data. So I was way out. Actually, this line here shows how far I was. Honestly, not terribly far. So I was there when I died, and so I respawned at the last station I was docked at, which was way over here. So this is the fastest known method to travel in the Milky Way galaxy in the Elite world. I just covered 555 light years in less than a second. And you could cover 100,000 light years in less than a second with that method. Do outlaws pay more for rebuys? Negative. No. Notoriety is it's an interesting scale because it's every point of notoriety wears down over time, over a period of 2 hours. So if I have a notoriety 3, it's 6 hours until that goes away. But that's 6 hours of in-game time. I can't log out for 6 hours. The clock stops. So if you're a career criminal, you actually have to spend the time in-game with that notoriety before you can land at stations and be treated as a regular citizen. I mean, you can land at stations and you just have to go fast. All right, so let's go home, man. Oh wait, we're not going to do it economic though. That is a goal. I'd like to do a little an economic route tour through parts of the bubble to fill my market computer. It's important to have as many markets in your database as possible. And so, if you land, visit the commodity market. Now that data is in your ship computer and you can access that anytime, anywhere. You may, Jez, absolutely. Post a link. Feel free. But thank you for asking. That was one of the first things I noticed when I first started streaming, was I noticed people asking permission to post links. And I was like, now here is a community that has established some etiquette. I had better observe.
Now I have to establish a work order.
There you go. Unlike a lot of things, in many cases, this is kind of funny, the Twitch thing is kind of unique for me, because a lot of times if I'm thinking about doing something or entering into a community of any kind, a lot of times I'll kind of lurk, and I'll watch, and I'll just like, what is this about, and try to learn what I can before I step out. But with Twitch, I don't know, I'm kind of mad I didn't start doing this sooner. I thought about it for a while, and then I think one day I just ran out of like a good reason to not turn on a webcam and just try it. So I just tried it. I was really surprised. It turned out really well. I mean, you guys are so cool.
Twitch, when it first came out, was still a niche. Well,
Yeah,
it worked out in the end.
It does. Yeah, now it's a pretty big deal. I see them Twitch advertisements and all that stuff. Justin.tv. Yeah, I missed a lot of that.
Justin.tv. Does anybody remember the... it's probably long gone by now, but... yeah, terrible idea. Don't mention that.
Alright, here's a science story, since I'm just jumping around now. So, the headline, NASA's next science missions will either head for Venus, Io, or Triton. So NASA just gave 4 teams $3 million to bring solar system exploration dreams closer to reality. 2 of the scientific teams have their sights set on Venus, and 1 is focused on Jupiter's highly volcanic moon Io, and the last is targeting Triton, a moon of Neptune.
It'd probably be Io, honestly.
Studying Io's volcanism would be awesome. It'd be really cool. Because Io is cold. It's like a cold volcanism, isn't it?
Methane, if I remember correctly.
Which is, yeah, I think that it's like a cold temperature convection kind of thing. Same way that Pluto and Charon look. Okay, so the 4 projects selected. Project Veritas. It stands for Venus Emissivity, Radio Science, INSAR, Topography, and Spectrox. I always struggle on that word. I don't know why. Spectroscopy. I can say it. Spectroscopy. Its focus would be on mapping the surface of Venus and gathering data about how and why this planet develops so differently from Earth. The Da Vinci Plus. Man, these acronyms. Deep Atmosphere Venus Investigation of Noble Gases, Chemistry, and Imaging Plus. And, as the name suggests, it's also looking to go to Venus. Instead of focusing on the planet itself, it would focus on the gases surrounding the planet. One highlight of the potential mission would be sending a probe deep into Venus's atmosphere. Its goals are to see how Venus's atmosphere evolved and whether it had an ocean. There is some interesting ideas about the ancient possible theoretical habitability of Venus. No, we need all money being spent on a way to get interstellar probes out to the Proxima and TRAPPIST. Yes, did you see the news about Proxima C? Jez, Proxima C is kind of neat. That was one of the first science stories I covered. Proxima C. So they discovered a new world around Proxima. Proxima B is, I actually have notes on this. I took notes, guys.
So, Del, I require your opinion on a thing
I shall give it.
regarding Elite.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, limpets with guns.
Dude, like a swarm carrier, you like fire
Yeah.
like 30 limpets and they've all got little guns.
I've been throwing this around the squadron.
Yes, you've got my vote. London for president.
That would be a ton of fun.
Limpets with guns. Yes. Oh, so you didn't hear Proxima? You're still dealing with Proxima B.
It honestly
Jez,
makes sense.
it does. Right, Kip. SpaceX is making a really big rocket. Oh, yeah, dude, I've been following SpaceX very closely for a while. We can talk about the Falcon 9. We can talk about the engine bell on the Falcon 9. We can talk about full flow staged combustion cycles, baby. Man, I love Falcon 9. The methane, the engines are using methane for rocket fuel so that they can refuel using Martian soil. There's neat stuff there. But wait, let's rewind. We got to talk about Proxima C. So, for those of you that don't know, we're going to talk a little bit about the whole Centauri system. So Alpha Centauri is the 3rd brightest star in our night sky, and it's...
You should be jumping to Alpha Centauri right now.
I should be. But it's actually 3 stars. So when you look up at Alpha Centauri in the night sky, you see one bright object. It's the 3rd brightest, but it's actually 3 separate stars. K, and what do I write here? K and M. Oh, so why do I write K and M? Proxima star C. My notes are in some weird shorthand. Who wrote this? So the first binary pair is about 4.73 light years away, which still is not quite the closest. Star C, Proxima, is a very small, cool red dwarf, and it orbits the first binary pair about once every 500,000 years. So you've got 2, I think Proxima A and B are, or the first 2 stars are red giants. Yes, and hot and orbital. In the Centaurus constellation, that's right. So, Proxima C, or Proxima Centauri, guys, not enough T. Proxima Centauri orbits the small binary, and it's actually their closest star. It orbits that binary once every 500,000 years. So right now, Proxima is about 4.3 light years away, I think. Where did I write that? Anyways, in 2016, they discovered Proxima B, which some of us, Jez, you are not alone. Some of us are still buzzing about the discovery of Proxima B. Proxima B was discovered in the habitable zone of Proxima Centauri. It orbits about 4.8 million miles away from the star. It has an 11-day orbit, and it's probably tidally locked. So to talk a little bit about what this world would be like. Proxima being a small, red dwarf, it is extremely dim. It doesn't put out a lot of heat, and it puts out an immense amount of X-ray and ultraviolet radiation. So the surface of Proxima B is likely to be extremely dark, very, very cold, and awash with all kinds of harmful radiation. It's not looking good for any kind of habitability. So for our closest neighbor, it's not looking too comfy. So, then, just recently, just this year, they found Proxima c. So this body is assumed to have about 7 times Earth mass. It's kind of like a super Earth or a hot Jupiter. It has an orbital period of 5 years, and it has a distance of about 140 million miles. So, quite a bit farther than the 4.8 million miles of Proxima b. They say that this world could have huge aurora because if it has a magnetic field, then it would be being constantly bombarded by Proxima Centauri's radiation. Home sweet home. I feel so ashamed that I'm returning by way of the High Gravity World Express. Oh man, I didn't say hi to my squatties.
They see you come online. Don't
I
worry
know.
about it.
I friend everybody. Speaking of which, did anybody join? Now that everybody can accept, I have to go this way. I wish they made squadron management a little bit easier to, like.
Honestly, I've
through.
seen like 1 or 2 names past week that I don't recognize, but
Teju's still the last one. Good deal.
things are things, and they are resistant to the Inara.
They are. It is funny. I had one new recruit who like repeatedly rejected my friend request. I forget who it was now, but like I kept sending them a friend request and they kept rejecting me, and I was like, "Bro, you're in my squadron. I'm gonna kick you if you don't accept this friend request." What are we still listening to? I haven't checked on this SoundCloud thing. Oh man. We've been playing other people's music uncredited for a minute. Why does SoundCloud just autoplay through other shit that I don't know?
Don't know. I don't use SoundCloud.
I've never used it before. This is my first time. I'm gonna go back to the top of this album. I'm sorry to all those people who I just played uncredited on my stream. I don't know who you are. I don't know how to find out. I'm sorry to everyone.
Do you mind if I invite an old friend to this particular server?
To ours, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's quite all right.
It's like an old friend of my ex's that things didn't go terribly with, so still talk.
Yeah, that's quite fine. Quick question: what's the best free IRC client? Left field, I know. I've only ever used MIRC, and in fact, actually haven't gone into any IRC in a while. Is Riot or Matrix, is that technically an IRC client? 'Cause I know that one's kind of active and used a lot. But I always remember just signing into Merc. Back when I played Ragnarok Online, way back in the day. Alright, you know what we get to do now? Massacres. I sure do miss doing massacres.
Yeah, they are fun.
Well, assassinations are great too, but they're over so quickly. That's the one thing. I wish assassinations lasted longer. I wish you could savor the kill. I mean, sometimes you can. You come in and the mark's in the middle of robbing somebody, and you can let them duke it out for a while, and then just jump in and. Guys, I'm excited and hopeful that someday we'll be able to have surface stations. Merc charges? Boy, times have changed. Times sure have changed.
That's adorable. She thinks she has a sub count. We got 15 people watching her.
Who's that?
That person I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We're gonna flip over to Chieftain, and I hope that they have some targets to kill. You know what? We're about an hour and a half in. This is usually the time when I like to take a quick little break to make some more tea, take the dog out, make sure that there's nothing else that I need to get wrapped up before I ride out the rest of the stream to the end of the night. So you'll have a tea as well. So now this is part we were talking to Jez actually earlier about having some kind of fun media. This is where my stream needs improvement. I need to have something to throw up so you guys can be amused while I'm gone.
But
Hmm?
that's why you got mods, man. We just sit here and have idle conversation while you're fucking off doing other shit.
Beautiful. Let me make sure that on my BRB screen that you can actually still hear the game. Hang on, and hear you guys. I'll do anyways, because it's going to be more interesting than the BRB screen. I'll just go to game only, and we'll go to the surface, and I'll put the webcam out into Stevenson.
And that's Kayla, was that you? I see you there.
Hello? Hello, Toxic Wolfie. Good evening.
She probably won't speak.
That's alright. Hello and welcome. I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, and there's this obnoxious dude that's on it, and he's really funny, but he made a really good point, and he's like a really loud actor guy, and he's like, we louds, like, we have to be loud so that the quiets can quiet, and just let quiet people be quiet, because sometimes they don't want to talk. And let loud people be loud, because quiets need louds, and louds need quiets.
Which is fair enough. Especially in her case, since it's been, what, like 10, 12 years since we've spoken?
Oh, goodness. Well, I'm going to take this moment to flip up a couple things here. You could browse to picard.ytmnd.com and just let it go for the entire break. Oh, Lord, no. That was a whole lot of information to process. Sometimes I just go, like, I'm not even, now I'm like, what information did I give? Alright, guys, I am going to do, where's my, so unprepared. Manage stream. Okay. Now I'm where I need to be. Alright, beautiful people, I'll be back in less than 10 minutes. I'm going to hit y'all with a 60-second ad and leave this camera running here so you guys can watch the beautiful comings and goings. You might see somebody crash because it's a high traffic system. I'll be right back. Stick around. Don't burn the building down while I'm gone, London.
Try not to. I ain't in the place. So, hello, Kayla. How is you? Also, Nomad. Speak. Say a
I'm
thing.
here. I just keep my mic muted.
Yeah. But, yeah. Kinda hard to hide the username. I know who it is. I know I can do in 12 years, but hi, how you doing? It's been a while. Oh, that's all fine. You're more than welcome to send text message to the Discord. Nobody's gonna see it.
Except for me.
Well, aside from Nomad, but he don't count. Honestly, when was the last time y'all even looked at Facebook?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like a year and a half for me since I opened the damn site. I use Discord pretty much more than anything else. Shit.
Nowadays, yeah.
So, curious. Should I start with the He-Man clip, or should I begin with something more subtle?
Start strong.
How do you follow that?
That's a good question.
In my own personal opinion, it's best to work up to it.
You are the expert. More so than me, anyway.
Yeah, the whole damn college experience helping. It just puts more of a thought process into it.
Yeah.
Though saying that, it did make me a far better video editor than I ever would be normally.
Yeah.
So as long as I don't have to do green screen, it is literally the worst.
Is it?
Try to match an exact color gradient against a person's skin tone and then project an image behind them without clipping into their skin tone.
Where it gets all jagged and crap.
Yeah. And they're moving around, which makes it worse.
Just sit still. If nothing popped up, I'm switching to killing people. Yep.
Oh yeah. Kayla sent you a friend request there on Discord, so if you want help with your stuff, feel free to hit me up. Sorry about that whole fight we got into the first time around, but yeah, that shit happens. The fuck is my phone?
Hello. I made it back
Hello.
before the water boiled. Man, I'm good.
Noise.
Oh,
Collaboration.
but I lost my water somewhere along the way. I'm a hydro homie and I can't be without my water. Gotta put down like 4 of these a day. Hydrate or die, people. Alrighty. Let's see what kind of missions we got available here. Actually, I think there's an election in our system right now that it behoove me to support our foreign occupier here in the system.
How does one go about supporting said election?
Just running getting missions done for Jet Central Network will turn the election the way that we want. Because right now, Blue Natural Industries is winning, but we don't want them to. Hang on 1 second.
Jet Central Network. Is that what he said?
Mm-hmm. So run missions for them. Hopefully they win. Or something like that.
Okay, right back. Anyway. Yeah, if BNI manages to win, then yeah, that's fine. But ideally,
You remember the Revolutionary Front there?
RNF, yeah,
I was running missions for them for the longest time.
yep. That's funny. Revolutionary.
And then, you said throw them out.
Right, they're getting tanked now.
I'm actually allied with them, so
That's funny.
they're my favorite Fed faction in the system.
Yeah, their time may come again, but they're actually kind of safe down there at the bottom. We need to Titanic and BNI. Yeah, they can go down. They can go down.
But as long as we don't throw out all the Fed factions,
Right, we won't.
it's nice to have them around.
The only ones we can throw out, the only ones we could throw out is Jet Central Network. because they're foreign. They're a non-native faction, but we're actually going to keep them in place. We're going to support them and Noblemen of Quilms up near the top just to protect us. So they'll always be at least JCN as a Fed faction. And once we expand out of Namehi someday, we can play more with the other Fed factions here. But I enjoyed when we were actually supporting NBNI because it really helped my Fed rank a lot.
Yeah. Absolutely did.
That's not even worth doing. It's 4 influence, though. I'll take it. See, Jet Central Network, they're not bloodthirsty like our faction. You sent him back home and said it's nice to have to crash by. I just crashed in, yeah. I'm sorry, I missed the joke in Squad Chat. I hate that feeling when you make a joke and it doesn't land where you want it to. I'm sorry I put you through that. Well, I can't do any of these missions for JCN right now because my Python, which I use for those missions, is in Shirodo. So let's get that back home. Jokes are allowed to be bad, Kip. That's quite alright. And then we'll get our Anaconda back, because we're going to want that for the parade next weekend. Or this weekend. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Doing a little kind of... Try to get as many people in the instance and do a big screenshot like we did a few months ago.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I'll dig up back when Distant Worlds 2 was... Hey, what's up, Nomad?
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, good to see you, buddy.
That's worth a fine.
Yeah, who cares? 400 credits. Pish posh. I'm gonna leave. Okay, the Asteri Kitamoni stays out in 1180.
I'm fucked.
Oh my god, what
I got stuck. I got stuck. Oh, there goes 30 mil. That's a big deal. All right.
Oh. Stream chat, that is 2 stupid deaths tonight. In a space of 30 minutes, we've had 2 phenomenally stupid deaths. Good job. There you go. That's all that remains. Elite is
I got stuck.
unforgiving. Tianfeng, I was going to make a joke about that. Gank, what caused that was Nomad flew down in his big-ass, giant Corvette to make a cameo appearance in the stream, and then he took a pad loitering fine for just occupying the space around my landing pad from the station. That's fine, that's 400 credits. So he takes the fine and he starts to fly away, and he got stuck. And if you loiter on a pad for too long, the fine escalates very quickly from 400 credits to a death sentence. And so the station opened fired, and they have the most powerful weapons that are possible in the galaxy, and they just annihilated him.
Yep. 30 mil goes out the window.
Yeah, they accept no bullshit in Stevenson Orbital. Alright, so I've got this competent rated assassination mission to assassinate Stevio. So I'll go wipe his ass real quick. But first, let's see if there's something better. I won't be able to run those NBNI missions, or those JCN missions, but I think we have other people trying to turn that election right now. So here we go. 2 million, a deadly rated assassination. That's more like it. I'll take it. And 1 million to the cause. To the cause! Spec Ops contract. 12 million. A strong stomach to do some wet work. This is usually murdering civilians, Sneaky Gank, so you know. Wet work is usually going to kill journalists, traders, civilians of any kind. and will incur in a bounty. I don't need to do it. And I need to fill my markets. So courier job, one of the things about Elite, if you get into it sneaky, you never have to do one job. Anytime you're doing any one thing, you are pairing that with other activities. The courier jobs you're saying aren't worth it? I disagree. Because every time I landed one of these stations, I'm going to pick up easy money, or look at that, security firmware patch, 4 units, rarity grade 4. That's good materials that I get for just flying somewhere. And landing there and viewing the market, like I said, loads the market data into your ship computer in perpetuity. So anytime you go to make a sale, and you can reference all of the market data that you have in your system. So it turns you into a more powerful trader. Oh, the wet work ones aren't worth it. I agree.
Wet work is never worth it.
No, I've done it a couple times, but let's start with Stevio. We'll go to GeoU.
I did that once, and the bounty I got on my head is like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, it's annoying. And they tell you, oh, we're going to prevent system authority from
I
from
really
coming to you.
don't.
But yeah. Tianfeng, so I have the plans for my PvP crate. I'm going to go, I wanted to make a couple of those changes that you mentioned. So I'll do that on the Coriolis build so I can have that recorded. I'll DM you about that another time. Oh, thank you. And when that time comes, dude, I cannot wait to do some real PvP fighting. Yep. Oh, my T is T. See if I can make it before I crash into GU.
This is not towards Dell, but the other one in here. Link, not just random words. Thank you.
What?
Not you.
Oh.
The single female in here who is not speaking.
Sure. You're muted.
No, she's not.
Thanks,
muted.
dog.
She's just
No.
No, not
I
her.
am. I'm talking to nothing. Thank you. You guys are my heroes.
she
I need to
just
get
don't-
some limpets.
She don't want to talk, so she
That's
ain't talking.
That's okay. Like I said, quiet's gonna quiet, and they're allowed to. I respect the quiet. I put a collector limpet on this thing because I wanted to collect the manufactured materials. So I had to take off one of the HRPs, and that annoys me. Because I no longer have 4,700 hull points on this chieftain. I have like to deal with 3,800, which is Bush League. Hello? Stevio, I knew you'd come for me.
Ugh.
I am.
He ain't gonna last.
Sneaky
Oh.
gank.
Sneaky gank.
Steve. The fuck? Man, you still going to Geo slaughter gas?
Yeah, I'm still messing around in GOU. What are you doing engineering checks tonight? Tianfeng is a common companion here in the stream in Dell's Diversions. He's a welcome face. I always like seeing Tianfeng. I feel safe with him around.
Let's see.
See, I spent
745 bones.
I spend 1 week mining. Are you changing some prices there?
No, I'm curious. I got 740
Ah,
bones.
yeah.
I got 14,000.
Nomad saves him up for the real powerful, the power plays.
Uh,
Yeah, clip away. Okay, I gotta get them limpets though.
ugh.
What?
Ah. Message.
Ooh, a CZ.
Thank you very much, Kayla.
I'm gonna want limpets for that CZ.
Assuming that, Kayla, you're not playing Minecraft, I might actually watch your stream. But if you are playing Minecraft with just like your tits out, that's just like, nah, I'm good.
Plutarch.
Have some class.
There's a minor faction nearby in Plutarch. They're a very small group, so I don't mind lending them support. They haven't asked for it, but Zilstra's down there doing it. They're very close. I hope we don't step on them when we finally do expand, because we are a big force. I've kind of done some thinking about like comparing the progress and growth of Arbor Calum and almost every other minor faction that I've seen is like we are almost in theme with the squadron. We're growing like an oak, right? We're very slowly growing as far as territory. We only have our one
got-
system.
214 members last I checked.
So we have like this strong core, but as far as the BGS goes, we're only in Nemehi. And it's going to be a while before we break out of it, but we're slowly growing to that point. When that point comes, I'll be very interested to see how quickly we spill out of our small space, because I put us through hell putting us in a system with 16 billion people. I mean,
Hell is an understatement.
when yeah, I think it's going to be worth it. I think it'll all pay off in the end, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, if we ever fucking get out of the damn system.
Yeah, someday. I think in a couple months we'll probably do this. We'll probably make it out. This is always the worst, waiting for this stupid thing. Tianfeng always been a higher class of bad guy with motive and purposes. Yeah, Tianfeng is certainly a higher class of bad guy. Patty, that's right. I love the Stormlight Archives. Brando Sando is... I cannot wait. I don't know if you saw that the next book in the Oathbreaker, or Oath... God damn it, why am I drawing a blank on the name? It's been... What just happened? Why did I just... Oh... Because I overworked this build to put a Collector Limpet controller on it. Father Bill is a rough time. Right. Yeah. What advantage is there to controlling a system with a high population? So it comes from the difficulty of moving the influence in a system. So, for example, if you have a faction in a system of 1 million people, I forget the numbers, the actual scale of this, but there's a influence cap, or an influence change cap per tick in any system, and it's limited directly by the population. So in a system with 1,000, you could move like 30% in a day. In a system of 16 million, you could move like 15-20% a day, or 50, you know, you get less and less. But when you get to billions and dozens of billions, We're talking about fractions of a percent. So in Nemehi, thanks for the follow, Patty. In Nemehi, oh, per tick, each day is the server once per day ticks, and that's when it sort of calculates all of the cumulative efforts in mission points, influence, reputation. All these things are crunched. The numbers are crunched. Cartographical data is loaded into the Stellar Forge so that, if you discover a world and you donate the data, it's not until the next tick that your name appears on that body. So once per tick, there's a limit to how much a faction's influence can change. Here, actually, let me show you a handy visual aid. We'll go to Firefox, and we'll pull up the BGS tracker. Actually, Inara has good visuals on that, too. I don't know why it's doing that. So let's just go look at any system in Nemehi. We'll look at Juyu right now because that's where we are. So the advantage is that if someone else wanted to come into our system, it'd be very hard for them to gain influence for their faction. Well, first off, they'll never get their faction into our system. There's a limit of 7 factions per system, and the only way you can get a faction out of a system is if it's a non-native faction, so one that is expanded into it from another system. You can never retreat a native faction from its home system. In our home system, we have 2 non-native factions, and we've elevated them, and we're working on bringing them higher up in the influence so that you couldn't get them out. So if somebody wanted to punish us, we basically represent a target that's so hard that it's almost not worth it. It would take someone a lot of motivation and drive and, masochism to try to attack a system like Nemehi. Now, when we expand out of it, we'll be weak in other systems where people could attack us and tear those systems down. But
as a point to that, please, for the love of God, don't make us deploy the enforcement arm. That's a lot of rebuys.
It is. Yeah, no, I have no interest in getting us into faction wars with other player factions. They are painful, drawn out, and no fun experiences. Player to player, yeah, exactly, BGS. And then when you start using BGS to fight other players, it just sucks. I like BGS because it's a way for us to have our mark in the system. It's cool to see our name on stations, but by no means do I want to, we're not a BGS focused squadron. It's there to give us structure and direction for as we want it. Yes, Zill. So I'm a stupid asshole, and I put our faction for our very first system. I placed it in one of the highest population systems in the entire galaxy. So all we've ever done is climb this massive hill. Ooh, Jazz, I used to do BGS with 81 for equality pre-squadron days. It burned me out so bad I don't engage with it out of principle now. I agree, and I try not to talk too much about BGS on the stream unless people want to learn about it. I'll talk about anything people want to learn, but no, I agree. As a squadron leader, it's nice to have that name on your thing, and people do enjoy having that direction. But I see some squadrons go hard on it, and they make it this requirement, and you're expected to enlist and report all these things that you do, and I don't care to make people do that. How do you create a faction to begin with? So it was in just a couple years ago. Was it in Horizons that they allowed you to create factions? It might have been just before that.
From what I know, it was before Horizons.
Before Horizons. There was an update that FDev released where player groups could register with Frontier, and
It was
then
supposed to be like they were releasing squadrons and fleet carriers at the same time, but the carriers got delayed.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you could. This isn't what I want. Hang on. I'm not sure I like the Ram Taw song. Oh, it's a radio static cut between the tracks on the album. That's fun. For those of you who are just joining here, we're listening to an open source album that was inspired by Elite Dangerous. It was just posted on Reddit today by Tokoso, Tocoso, and it's pretty good. Yeah, so this is like a radio edit song. That's fun. Anyway.
So just to keep her on her toes. They're like, nerf the wife. Ah! It won't let me do it.
Won't let
Fuck.
you do it. 81 used to really run things like a job. Great group of players, but imploded and disappeared both in game and on the internet. That sucks. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, I
it's
certainly don't want to burn out my
out,
players.
out of stock.
Oh,
You have a stock on Nerf darts?
I guess so. Oh, see, I put a lower limit on nerfing her than on her
Ah,
nerfing me.
screw it.
Babe,
Nerf yourself.
nerf
Put
myself.
the gun to your head and fire.
It doesn't say who has to nerf me, does it?
I'm saying who has to nerf you. I paid for
This is like, I forget the name in Japanese, but the guy when you commit seppuku, the guy that stands by to ensure that your honor remains unstained and just beheads me cleanly right after I do this. I used to play this game with my friend in high school where it's like see, he's mad.
Doesn't even like suicide.
He doesn't like any kind of. I'm sorry, Parmesan. I'm sorry. Everybody meet Parmesan. He's my non-violent little good boy. Huh. I love how wife looks at you, braced for a good nerfing. Well, time to find a new stream. All right, Nomad, doggy gets a bone. This time we're going to jump through the hoop. You guys want to see a hoop trick? All right, let's do this.
Love the hoop.
And then we'll get back to the game and I'll do some killing. I think I'm expected in a combat zone. Come on.
Shit. Old friend left. There was. Got to catch up with somebody I ain't talked to for at least a decade. Good shit.
Nice.
Over here. Jump. Good boy. Hoop.
Oh, the hoop.
Then I realized that I'm getting old, which is not good.
No.
When the balls start drooping towards the ground, folks, that's
Oh, God.
Cat's bigger than the puppy. Yeah, that cat is. Gigi is a big girl. That's Giada de Ferrentis. Yeah, she dips out anytime there's action. She's like, She's Drake meme.
Curious, Del, if I may ask.
You may.
How old is you?
How old am I? Let's ask chat. How old am I? I'll reveal the truth. I will be totally honest. 30?
I can't remember. I know you've told me.
I may have mentioned it once. How old am I? Stream chat. How old am I? I'm always curious what people's perception of my age is. 30. At least 5, maybe more. That's a pretty solid
Maybe
guess.
more.
That's a pretty solid guess, Phil.
Well, you're not over.
Is he going to guess 28? What's that priority? Good to see you. If I'm older than me, I'm tier 2 subbing.
Maybe it's just a thing that I hold, but I don't actually listen to anybody that is younger than me, because fuck those little cunts.
Sometimes there is wisdom in the young. They see the world without the jaded bullshit that us older folks do.
Sometimes there is wisdom in them, but most of the time they're little cunts.
No doubt. Because they're just like, they're people too, so they can be assholes like any other people can.
Yeah.
Forget why 6 boosters is trash. 70 the time spent across between years. Sneaky gank, you're cluing into the timeless nature of existence. I am 31 years old. That's how old I am.
That was close.
Yeah, 31 years old. I was born in 1988. I was just boasting to my child today that I'm 3 times a dragon. I was born the year of the dragon, and then I graduated high school in the year of the dragon from a school whose mascot was the dragon.
I was born in the year of the cock.
Hey,
In
buddy.
that case,
Wow.
congratulations. You're
Wow.
the same age as my brother.
Oh dear. 5 years
That's not a good thing, but yeah, I still listen to you.
Jez, 5 years younger than you. All right, you're not owing that tier 2 sub. No, I have a very positive outlook on age. It is a treasure, and anytime people complain about being old, I think to myself, would they prefer the alternative? I wouldn't. It
The
is.
only time I will complain about my age is when my arthritis kicks in, which is every single fucking day.
When the body starts hurting, that's why it was probably about 4 months ago that I started going to the gym. Because I realized I'm 31 and I don't have an exercise habit. I had been active as a younger man, and now I'm starting to be a less younger man, and I didn't have any kind of regimen. So I decided to kind of just get on that before I really start hurting. I had started to have noticed those moments where I twisted my neck a week ago and it's been hurting, and then 3 weeks later it's still hurting, and things start piling up.
And you see, before I indulged in all the educational and academic pursuits there with going to college and all that, I was a professional mixed martial arts fighter.
Oh, very cool.
Still got quite a few injuries stacked up from that time.
Yeah, that definitely ages you prematurely. I've done a fair amount of martial arts myself. Never
To the point,
competitively, though.
where my right leg doesn't function much anymore.
Yeah.
There aren't many tendons left.
Yikes, dude. I mean, it's quite a sport. But, I mean, you watch those people just punishing themselves. What's going on with my jump?
I have no idea.
Do you see
Maybe
this?
Yeah.
You seeing this shit?
Hold up.
Good God.
Cancel your charge and realign.
Now we're good. There was no alignment. I need to turn something off, though, because... Oh, no, I hit 100% exactly, and everything still runs. That's right.
Oh,
Taking out an HRP and putting on a collector limpet just took
was
me...
that a low wake or a high wake?
That was a low wake.
Yeah, it takes a little bit sometimes for that.
Yeah, no kidding. What are you doing here, Jason? Okay. Let's go to Plutarch, Jason. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm in a stream right now. Oh, Nomad's here in system. You're in GRU too?
Yep.
You want to go to the CZ?
Yeah, man.
All right. You're in a wing already.
Wow. It's empty.
Kinda wishing I could get back there, but I can't.
That's all right.
It doesn't say I'm in a wing.
Oh, Plutarch is contested. We stay out of the power play stuff too. Anyone knowledgeable about wars? Yeah, I'll talk about wars.
That reminds me, we have no power play rank.
Correct, because we are unaffiliated. We have nothing to do with it.
I mean, do we support the independents or what? I'm just
No.
trying to figure out where we stand there.
Where we stand, I could talk about that. So we are, again, sorry Tianfang, we have to touch on BGS. Our faction is an independent patronage. So, in Zylstra, we'll pivot into war from this conversation so you can know how that goes. Jez, thank you so much for coming through, man. I was so happy to see you turn up here. And again, thankful for you and what you did. I mean, I wish I could give you a big hug about it. I look forward to, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Words of encouragement mean a lot. And yeah, we'll talk soon. I'm excited. So, have a lovely evening. Take care.
I'll answer any questions you have later when I'm on Zylstra.
Yeah. So where we stand as far as BGS or power play goes, we are an independent patronage, so we are not affiliated with any of the major powers. However, we reside in Zachary Hudson's space, and during the formation of our faction, I did a little bit of research into what kind of governments are influenced by and or influence the power play stuff, because I didn't want to put in a bunch of work to create a squadron and a faction and then stick us in a spot where we aren't supposed to exist, or where our existence is going to be unwelcome by the people that are already there, like putting work into shit, right?
Mm.
I would have hated for that to have happened. So I carefully asked around and tried to figure out, how does this all work. Still don't understand exactly how the power play stuff works, but what I learned was that certain government types are beneficial to certain major powers, regardless of whether or not, or actually, only if the faction with that government type is not pledged to that major power. So, for example, Zachary Hudson, our example, Zachary Hudson is the space where we live. He gets a fortification bonus in the region he's in based on the number of authoritarian governments present in that region. So, for example, our system is in the Malachi sphere, which I can't see any of. Oh, because we don't have him selected. I don't do this stuff much. So, Malachi is one sphere of control for Zachary Hudson, and all of the systems that are in the Malachi control sphere, he gets a fortification bonus for the number of authoritarian systems. I don't understand why this is 0% because I don't understand power play, but long and the short is we are loosely supported by Federation power players, but we don't have anything to do with the Federation power play, only in that our existence there is good for them. Now, war.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah?
still not seeing it.
Let me try it. Nomad again here.
Yeah, relogged.
Okay, it still says in wing.
What?
Oh no, wait, no, never mind. I'm being really stupid. There you go.
Long story short, if you can put it into a graph for me, then I can see it.
Yeah, I don't have a graph for that one.
Graphs are good. I like graphs.
I love graphs. I love analyzing them. I love spotting bullshit graphs too, and being like, somebody throws down a graph to prove a point, and you're like, no, here's why this graph is bullshit, and you're still wrong. There's no y-axis, dipshit. What is this y-axis? What does it mean? There's no metric on it. You can't just draw lines and say it means something. Where's the source? Or I really hated the coronavirus deaths compared to SARS deaths per cases. Or no, it was coronavirus infections on one y-axis over time, and then on the other y-axis they had another y-axis, and that line was for SARS deaths per cases. And they were like, "Oh, look at this scary! Ooh, that one's going way up." And it's just like, first, this chart is stupid. These aren't two comparable metrics. You can't discern any useful information about this outbreak by comparing these two things. The y-axes are two completely different scales, and there was so many chunks missing, and it got retweeted tens of thousands of times. And it's just
Other
stupid.
than that, I am aware that Hudson lost a major power play war recently.
Oh, did they? I should ask them about that.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to them in a while. Like, I mean, we have a very loose association with the power play.
I kind of keep track of it in passing just for reasons of interest. Mostly just lore shit. I like lore. Need more lore. If anybody has lore links, I'd be more than happy to listen to all of them.
Are you muted on purpose?
God, no. I have a shitty, janky headset thing in my mute, and it just sometimes I touch it. Zill, you're welcome. If I can, through my own stupidity, demonstrate non-stupidity to others, then yeah, I was muted. Sorry, DX. I was saying that it would be I could read the Children of Raxla's research department's document, the Holdstock report. Have you heard of this?
Please don't give me a reason to stay in the black lung.
Let me show you this, just for a quick second. The Children of Raxla research department.
Gonna have to stay in the black longer than.
Oh shit, nice.
This is a 78-page document that outlines the entire galactic history. It is a combined history of the galaxy explaining the origins of the Great Galactic Conspiracy. Are you guys ready?
Page 1 to 3, otherwise I'm gonna fall.
No, yeah. I won't. I'm not going to give it all to you. We're going to do just a little bit at a time. And I'll remember where I am and we can come back to it as things go. Section 1, titled Epiphany. There is a conspiracy. What we are being told is not the truth. There are forces at work beyond the superpowers, and we must expose them before it is too late. We have recently gone back through our archives, discussed with the librarian, and have discovered an ancient text. More of a picture book, a holofac projector made from tree scrapings. It's named The Alien World, and it was written by the old Earth historian Robert Holdstock. It contains stories and explanations of mythical beasts and distant worlds, the majority of which are completely made up, and as one would expect from such primitive time in human history. Only a few hundred years earlier, ancient cartographers were warning of dragons at the edge of the maps. How we scoffed. We found evidence of worse than dragons. We have further examined all historical documents which survived since the end of the last great war on Earth, and discovered the origins of this conspiracy. We have looked deeply at the written history from the Pilots Federation and notable historians, Holdstock, Wagar, Stroud, et al. Their combined bodies of work have been used to construct this paper, and credit is due to their diligent recording of fact and myth. The galaxy shall owe them a great debt of gratitude. What follows is an explanation of this statement. We are about to be wiped out. A hostile race has been constructing a means of controlling the entire galaxy, and we are in the way. Our leadership thinks that they can beat these aliens in a shooting war, but are wrong. If we win the war, they will unleash a superweapon against us, and we will become another extinct species. We do have one hope, but it is very well hidden. We, the children of Raxla, have striven to discover the truth behind galactic politics. We have suffered enough. We remember. Jaris Tano, Children of Raxla Research Department, 3305. The Galactic Conspiracy. For as long as humans have been exploring the stars, there has been conflict. Conflict has defined our species for millennia and continues to do so. In this section, we shall demonstrate that there are forces beyond our direct sight which are manipulating the population and steering humanity down a very particular path. This section is essentially a history of the human presence in the galaxy. Direct quotes are bold italics. Our observations and comments are in plain text. Thus begins the Holdstock report, and it goes on and on and on. All of the information in it is sourced and quoted from particular tourist spots. The first quote, tourist spot 0128, they quote all of the tourist beacons, any informational data scans, they quote Galnet articles, they quote Wagar books. They've compiled every piece of information that there is about the galactic history, and they have combined them into a massive conspiracy, and it is fascinating. Nice paint job, Zill.
Be right back.
Fighting for Centurion. Alrighty. Now listen. Listen, boys. We're supporting a foreign, potentially someday enemy faction. We will be kind to them, though. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt anybody. Except our enemies. Fighting for Centurion Lords. Here you go, boys. Welcome to Elite. On your target, Jason.
Good to have you on the team, Commander.
Multi-cannons and PAs.
Yes, sir. Oh, and no weapon pips.
Noob.
I know, seriously. One of these PAs has corrosive on it.
So you left your camera sitting over your power distributor.
Oh yeah, so you guys can't see how. Well, now I can hide my shame when I fuck that up. I don't have to. I don't have to confess to that one.
One of our command ships has entered the area.
Oh,
Keep it safe.
you're sending me something? All right, the wife is sending me a meme. I'll have to look at it once.
Somebody crashed into me.
Not a meme. Something for the stream. Okay. Well, I do have the messenger tab open. I'll get to it in just a second, babe. Oh, nope. Alright, I'll come get on that vet in just a second. Oh, yeah. No shields for you.
465 jumps until I can get back to the bubble and do the horizon stuff.
Yeah, man. That'll be great once you have that engineering.
Definitely cut down on the fucking travel time.
Yeah, you want to do that trip when you have more stuff. Did you get the Guardian frameshift drive booster? Can you? Oh, you can't get that without Horizons.
No, you can't.
Damn, of course.
I jumped to Sage without all of that.
I salute you.
I didn't even use fucking neutrons to get there.
Burn NB&I to the ground. Your bloodthirst is palpable, Kip.
Oh goddamn! If I don't lose those fucking ship launch fighters. So I really fucking do. That's the entire reason I bought the keel back in the first place.
I don't know why I'm doing this. Guys, it's almost bedtime, I can tell by my flying and my fighting.
You think it's almost bedtime? It's 3 a.m. where I'm at. I'm wondering why I'm not sleeping right now.
You are sleeping. Silly. This isn't happening right now.
Yeah, sure.
I need these materials so I can build a PvP ship. As an elite pilot, I'm gonna go ahead and just take these for a second. Why not just grind them? Raw materials, or manufactured materials are, I mean, I just don't want to pass up an elite commander. An elite vet, we gotta get those materials. It'll take a couple seconds. Because I've done the, yeah, sometimes it's hard to get the really rare ones, even when you're farming it at like Slough Orbital. That's still a decent way to get materials. It's not quite as quick as it once was. Supposedly, Yamix helped get that one nerfed. Alright, last one.
All those fucking belugas.
All those belugas. It is pretty fun.
We need to go on another beluga cull. That was good.
Yeah. A nice culling. Zill, I won't yell at you. I actually really like Dav's Hope. I think it's pleasant. It's a nice way to I just like running the circuit. I wish I didn't have to log off every time because I just like driving in circles.
That's a first.
It almost becomes therapeutic. I mean, what do you mean that's a first? Have you ever heard of NASCAR?
There's many games I would say that driving in circles is a terrible idea.
You have a macro to log on and off? That's convenient. I don't have any macros yet.
That is actually not a bad idea. I should set that up on my keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it has the ability to store like 3 different sets of macros.
That is convenient.
Just haven't used it in a while.
Mine can just change colors.
Mine
all
does
you need.
that too. I have to press a button.
I have to hit
And-
lots of buttons to change the color somehow.
The kicker is, I bought it at Walmart.
That's quite alright. I gotta make sure that we're not playing unsanctioned material now again. Because I like it. Oh no, this is still... We're still clear. Who was that earlier? I gotta get that name 1 second. We were talking about Stormlight. Yeah, Patty HTD. Are you still here? Because I love talking about Stormlight. Although we have to be spoiler free. But I want to know if you've read any of the other Cosmere books, because the Cosmere series is awesome. And if anybody here loves reading fantasy, and if you haven't heard of Brandon Sanderson, then I suggest you go hear about Brandon Sanderson, because he's probably the most impressive modern fantasy author that I can think of. I haven't read a whole bunch of modern fantasy, but I've read enough, I'd say. Nobody does it like him. Nobody does it like Brando Sando. The fan base have a term and a phrase they use to describe the way he writes, and they use the word, they call it the Brandon Sanderlanche, which is the avalanche of emotions and excitements that ends up basically filling the last 2/3 of any Brandon Sanderson book. Like, it starts out and you're like, oh, this is interesting, I'm interested, and you're following along, and then you get about 1/3 of the way through, and then shit starts happening, and then you don't think it could keep happening, but it keeps happening more, and then more, and it's just an avalanche of shit that just keeps going down, and you cannot put his books down. He's a thrilling author. And the best part about it is the magic in his worlds is so well thought out. Like, they're solid rules, laws of physics, where there are sections of many of his stories where you get to watch these characters that you love, like, experimenting with the magic and figuring out all of the ways that it works. Alright, Nandin. Reading through Armory Wars. It's a dark graphic comic that's actually the story of the music of Kohi. Oh yeah, you were talking about that. I love a good, like, high sci-fi concept, like Deloused in the Comatorium, the Mars Volta album. That's just, like, fucking awesome. I love that. What's that, 4?
5, technically, from earlier.
I did that one upside down. You don't count
Yeah,
it? You don't
yeah.
count it?
No.
Alright, fine. Now, make sure you clarify for me what the forward resting position is, so I want to make sure that I'm up to your standards. I'll do that push-up, right.
The rest position is
Front leaning.
military standard. Get on your face and push up.
Well, I do it with the bars. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
getting my nose down to the ground with the low dip. Does that
Bars.
count?
Yeah, good enough.
Alright, cool. Yeah. I want to make
As
sure
long
I'm
as your
doing...
face connects to the ground.
Alright, yeah. I want to make sure I'm doing no less than our boys are doing. No less. At least in the push-ups department.
Because even at your age and my age, we're still eligible for the draft. You should always be in shape.
Absolutely. That's one thing I would tease my wife. Since we watched we watched Quiet Place, and then I did some push-ups, and she did some push-ups, but I was teasing her. I was like, "You're not gonna survive the monster apocalypse. Like, I'm not gonna be able to save you and our child. I can carry you, and I can carry her, but I can't carry you and her."
Maybe it's just me, but you should always be ready to fight and die for your own country.
Oh, ain't nobody taking this shit. I'm sure you've heard the story of when Japan was planning their invasion of the Pacific United States.
It was hilarious.
They one general, and in Japanese military tradition, if there are
They
10
got-
people in a room that agree on a plan, one person is honor bound to disagree. And
They
this,
got some of the Aleutian Islands, and then we just threw them right the fuck out.
right. Well, the plan was, you know, for as far as the invasion of Oregon and California, they one of the generals said that if a foreign army were to ever invade the mainland United States, they would find a rifle behind every blade of grass.
Pretty much.
Yep. Nobody would ever do it.
Invading,
It'd be like having a.
invading the mainland U.S. is a suicide mission.
I just watched Red Dawn the other week. The 1987 Red Dawn. And
I've seen that like 15 times.
oh my
yeah.
god, I loved it. It was so cool to see young Jennifer Grey killing Russians with the fucking machine. Jennifer Grey's so hot. She just ducka fucking murdering those commies. Oh, it's such a good movie. I loved it. The cast was awesome. I think we've won this one. Anytime you turn off the Xbox, my game locks up every night. It's weird. I wonder if when the Xbox is turning off, if it like does something to the network or something.
It does cause a network hiccup with it.
When she turns it off, yeah, because every time for the past few nights she turns off the Xbox and then hard lock on my screen for like a good 10 frames. All right, let me do them push-ups. In fact, I gotta go, so I'm gonna do all my stream wrap-up business now.
Wrap up stream.
I gotta figure out the wrap-up stream protocol. Obviously, redeem all rewards. And let's find
Right.
somebody to raid, because I really enjoyed raiding. That was a fun thing to do.
Front leaning rest position, then raid.
That'll be the routine. Front leaning rest position. Step 2. Step 3. Raid.
Stop you from getting lazy anyway.
That's right. I'm gonna just queue this up here so I can look and see who we're gonna raid. Who we gonna raid? Let's look under the Elite Dangerous category. Live channels. Well, Boss Lady's live. And I've never raided or even met her yet. Why don't we do that? Here, I'm going to switch the stream over to Firefox.
I love when people tell me that.
Let's watch her ad.
About this
I like her live thing. Shows what day she's on. We were always pretty much going to be streaming at the same time, except for my morning streams, but still, that's cool. All right, I'm seeing all them push-ups. Oh, Yopper, man, your timing. We are going to go to bed, but I'm going to pay out my push-ups here. So let's. Oh, Parm, settle down. Jeez, dude. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
If I just lost 20 pounds, you gonna lose it too.
I'm trying to gain weight, dude. I'm 155 pounds dressed now.
You gonna lose the fat, you gonna gain the muscle.
It's a trade-off. I ain't got much to lose. You just woke up. Well, good morning, Yopper. this is what they do to me on the weekends too. When I wake up, they make me eat push-ups for breakfast. So let's have a little bit of midnight snack.
Can't be letting the squad leader get lazy now. It's just bad tact.
Just glad you guys can't see around corners. Front leaning rest position.
Good.
Yo. I had to go ahead and do 10.
Good for him. There's always room for improvement.
There is. That's why I try to time under tension, maximize that TOT, so I can focus on that form and get those shakes out. I know when I'm shaking that I'm in the right spot. I want to strengthen wherever I'm shaking. I try to linger there a little longer. All right, let's see, boss lady.
Including all additions. That's pretty good, Darkon. That's actually pretty decent. Oof. Hi, hi! Del Maximum!
What was that one dude's
Welcome
name
in. I'm craving
that I
lemonade.
knew
I'm
on the
craving
inside?
cookies.
Fuck, I can't remember anything else that we called him aside from
Evening,
Pod
early
Boss.
morning. Yes. Good midnight to you. Good midnight.
If you fucked up
Del
in
Maximum,
that
how
cell,
has your day been so far?
that guy would make you
Nice,
do
I'm sorry.
1,000
That
push-ups
triple hot spot was really great.
if you
Del
fucked
Mac, I
up
believe
in
it's
any
finished
way
using
Oh,
potato
dear.
update and potatoes.
under threat of broken ribs.
I haven't been core mining for a
No,
while.
thank you.
It was so cool that EP showed the video I put together of the footage from the mining on Friday. He
Got
showed that
wise
on,
to that one
on
real
stream.
quick and made friends with him.
That was pretty sweet, you guys. I have to say. Yeah, I'm there in a private group. Did you?
I'm gonna
do
linger in
you-
here for
you
just a
dip
minute,
your
guys,
cookies
and
in
then we'll
milk
jump.
tea?
And then we'll do the raid.
I just eat them straight.
Mm.
No dipping. No dipping.
So for anybody hanging out in the chat, don't ever
But
go
I've
to
had success
prison.
with a rail before. Am I dolphin
From
about this?
personal experience.
Interesting, actually.
This is not a good place to be.
It sucks.
Fascinating.
I learned that when I was
Streamline
one of my
for
first
yes,
jobs. I
please.
was a maintenance
Have
worker.
you?
I worked in Section 8 housing, and my stepdad ran the company, and he always hired guys out of prison. He really believed in giving people second chances. And so my coworkers for about 6 years of my first job were all guys out of the joint. So
No, no
They
ice.
probably told you the same damn thing.
yeah, they did. I'm about to raid Boss Lady here because I'm trying to introduce myself to some of the streamers. But yeah, I always want you to stream.
She likes the
fun.
cookies neat.
Hang on, let's see here. Let's get her attention.
Space 32 light years away, buying 1.1. Didn't you say that you froze your Girl Scouts? No, Alienated Phoenix. That was Mal. Mal for the win freezes his Girl Scouts. You want a little
How will
raid?
you
I
get
would love a
transfer
little raid,
Twitch
Del
viewers to
Maximum.
YouTube?
If you would love
That'd
to
be nice.
facilitate. Oh dear. Oh
I'll do
no! If
Twitch.
you would love to facilitate that, that would be lovely. If you would like. Only if you please. All right, my mistake. Do they
Let's
make
see here.
Chipotle cookies? I'm
I
sure
also
they
want to
could.
take time
There we
to
go.
raid
Uh-oh.
some smaller
Now I'm, like,
streamers for
nervous.
sure.
I'm nervous.
But I also want to
I'm
say
really
hello to the other
nervous.
people that are killing it in the
Um.
district. So here we go.
Wait, what? Oh,
We're
gosh.
gonna do
This is on the
the
plan-
raid.
This is on the planetary
All right.
surface.
Anyways, this is it for me tonight, guys. Thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely time.
Not too many.
I appreciate all of you,
Usually-
and
usually
I
should
can't
be
wait to see you next time.
exercises, so I get my performance.
Oh, Muffin, damn!
If it's from the start, if it's a
Listen,
base, like 30 minutes at full
we're gonna
rest.
do it a lot
Oof.
this weekend.
So wait, how's the mugs?
So,
spreading the
here
mugs
comes the
all
raid.
over
We're
the
gonna raid-
universe going?
We're gonna raid Boss Lady.
Someone was
So
saying when that's done, what
here
is
we
someone
go.
gonna do? Are they close to actually delivering a mug to every single station? Look, that's a
See you
long,
later.
long goal. I'm really excited to hear about that though. To see how the Hutton truckers.
wow, 16 viewers, guys. I love you. What the fuck?
So-
He's just incredible. All right, see y'all later. Bye, 07, everybody. Cheers.
And slowly come down into this beacon. Alright, I tried spinning my mug around somewhere, but the local
Not
church
gonna
didn't like
lie,
it.
it's the only
Oh,
stream I've
alienated
actually
Phoenix.
tuned into for the
Put your